Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Now, allegedly, Arsenal are back in for, pardon me, people. Arsenal are back in for Cristian Pavón. Now, if guys of you that remember him, he's a small, diminutive, extremely quick and rapid Argentine winger currently playing for Boca Juniors, who, well, even if you look at January, from January last year to all over the World Cup, Arsenal's name with this man, any transfer business, his name and Arsenal's name were always in a sentence. Not only that, he was chased by Barca and all of these clubs. I do think he signed a new deal for Boca Juniors a few months ago, or in recent months, better yet. So any move could prove tricky. But for me, I'm all on for him. I really want him. First and foremost, the reason I want him, you look at our side. I mean, if we want to play 4-2-3, pardon me, people, 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, you need wide men. You need wingers that want to attack, not creative. You can force a creative winger out wide, creative midfielder out wide, like we have with Mkhitaryan and Ozil. But both in the side, it really harms us because both quite clearly, no matter how much you play them out wide, they're not wingers. They're not going to track back, and they're going to get drawn inside because they want the ball, like you see with Mkhitaryan and Ozil when both are on the field. That's nothing. That's not their fault. They're creative players. They've been playing that way for years. They want to get onto the ball to help their team, but that comes at a risk. That makes us very narrow. If you're an opposition manager worth anything, you then tell your fullback to go and support the winger and double up on the opposition's fullback, which would be us. And how many times have you seen Bellerin or Monreal triangled on and things like that? Going forward, yeah, Mkhitaryan and Ozil are great, wonderful technicians and great footballers, but they don't want to take their fullback on. They don't want to stretch the opposition. They don't want to get chalk on their boots. They don't want to terrorise wing midfielders. They don't want to give the opposition defenders something to think about so they don't all pull forward. They don't get us out of our seats in the sense that we don't think something's going to happen whenever they're on the ball running at someone. That's what Pavon would do. He's not the finished product. Even if I remember the World Cup correctly, the majority of his appearances was substitute appearances, to which he did quite well off the bench. But I do remember Argentina, whichever game they played him, he started the game and he was anonymous and he might have even got subbed. So he's still got a long way to go. But these are the sort of players we need to be looking at. Players that have scope to become better. Players that maybe the likes of, because he was linked with Barca, but Barca have passed on, or other clubs have passed on. I would love Lozano as well, but I do think Lozano's costing 50 million that Arsenal don't have. That doesn't really make sense because I do think Pavon surely costs anything from 30 to 50 million on the basis that he's 22, new deal till 2022, potential to be a very quality player, capped 11 times by his country, damn right in demand by a lot of European clubs, or even if European clubs don't want him, they'll listen if you did make him available. Ultimately, we're a European-based club, specifically a Premier League club as well. So it doesn't matter if you're another neighbouring club in a European nation trying to sell players to English clubs, or you're on another continent like South America. You know English clubs have money, so we're gonna have to pay that English premium. But the stats are there, man. Like, he's a promising player. 5 appearances so far. He's got 2 goals for his club in 88 games, 25 goals, and 29 assists, 19 coming in the league. Obviously, he's still got to develop and things like that. But even if he's bringing 10 goals minimum, which I believe wide men, specifically a wide man at Arsenal, should be getting, we need that. We long gone are the days where we actually had good wingers. We really need one. And the one decent winger we had has gone on loan to play Champions League football in Hoffenheim. Only Arsenal do these sort of things. I would love him. Allegedly, Raul Sanye's already begun negotiations or some sort of talks with Boca Juniors. Now, we can't get excited because one, it's just paper talk, and two, talks could mean anything. It could mean signing the dotted line, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, or it could mean how much do you want from him, just initial conversations. For me, I want him. He's Speedy Gonzalez. He's diminutive. He's lightweight. He can get past men. He never wants to stop running. He has that Alexis Sanchez bit about him, in that he don't stop running around. He's like a Duracell battery. Wonderful technical qualities as well. Clearly, he's got a good eye for goal and a good eye for a pass. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be cool because there'd be a lot of Spanish speakers. Obviously, we've got Martinez, who's Argentine as well. We've got a Uruguayan lad here. So there's a lot of South American influences, Spanish influences, for him to settle. I would love it, but the only reason I can't see it happening is because it's going to cost a pretty penny. And where's this money coming from? Allegedly, we didn't have money. So where's it going to come from? If it's 30 million, we'd probably make it happen. But for me, probably looking at 50. 30, me trying to be nice, innit? It's probably 50 minimum, maybe even more. So I don't see where this money can come from unless Wells and Ramsey is being sold, or the magic pot of money at Arsenal is finally going to say we have this war chest again. I don't know, innit? But either way, I'm happy to see us linked. Hopefully it happens. If it doesn't happen, don't blame me. Blame Charles Watts, the reporter, saying that this thing is happening, or we've begun. Raul Sanye's begun talks with them on Arsenal's behalf. But yeah, man, guys, DG, I'm out.